Hello everyone, hello! Sasaray here with more Final Fantasy XIV. And joining me is of course Mero. But Vector is in chat. Hello Vector. Guys, we are here in Gridania because that's where our next quest is going to take us. We're going to be heading over to meet the Sylphs, the next of our beast tribes. We kind of met the Amalja in the sense that, you know, we beat the crap out of them. They put us to sleep and brought us to meet their god, but, you know, small detail. And for today's pet, we got the wind-up Odin. This one, dude. Alright. So, yeah. Yesterday, we investigated the disappearances and the crystal stealing happening in Thanalan, where we found out that the Amalja had been stealing people and crystals to summon their god Ifrit, who made thralls of the people that were taken. So we beat the crap out of the Amalja, but got basically betrayed slash double crossed by a double crosser. I don't know why they didn't see that coming. But we're also double crossed because there was a man in our ranks who was also against us. Anyway, that led to us meeting Ifrit, who we soundly beat the crap out of, which led the grand companies here, like the Serpent Commander, Versailles Olu here, or Olo, Olwa. I think it's Wa, Olwa. Anyway, he and the other leaders of the grand companies for the Maelstrom and the Immortal Flames started trying to get Mero to join them, and we ended up joining the Maelstrom, which led to us being able to ride a mount finally. We know far too little of the Sylphs, and to lay any worthwhile plans, we must call upon the Scions once more if we are to... beg pardons, 'tis a terrible habit of mine to think aloud. But tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest? We come in peace. Hail, adventurer! I bid you welcome to the Adder's Nest. Do you seek to entwine your destiny with the Twin Adder? Good evening, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today. Ida and Papilimo, always a pleasure to see the two of you. My men tell me you request in the name of the Scions of late. Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the Twin Adder was in need of our adventuring prowess. Now, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the Sylphs, that curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the Twelveswood home. The Sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the elder Caesar, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The Twin Adder is of the same mind. It is precisely for this reason that the Sylphs' relation to the primal Ramuh has raised a flag of warning against our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be even a sliver of a chance of the summoning of the primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribes, it is possibly a possibility we cannot ignore. Better to be safe than sorry, indeed. Do we strike at Ramuh, or leave the Sylphs to their own ways? That is the question, yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but to listen to only one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve as my liaison. That is where you Scions come in. The Sylphs of Little Solace remain untempered, and have held many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have any cross-culture faux pas get in the way of productivity, or of a productive parley. En route to Little Solace, you will come upon Hawthorne Hut. Our officer station that can enlighten you as to how to win the Sylph's fib. May your expedition be a worthwhile one. A friendly palaver with the Sylphs? This should be a pleasant enough diversion. The Hawthorne Hut, was it? I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us straight there. A friendly palaver indeed. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Papalimo. Alright. So, we're gonna go meet with the Sylphs, but before that we gotta go to Hawthorne Hut. Hawthorne Hut is interesting because we get there via an area that I said I would show you later on once we were later here eventually in Gridania. And yeah, we're gonna do that. I believe it's up at the Lancers Guild. Okay. So, as you can see, there's a quest taking us to meet Mitani. I, the ferry at the base of this hill, will carry you across the lake to East Shroud. Once you're ashore, head due east and you should find the Hawthorne Hut without much trouble. So I have a lot of memories of the next area. When I was doing the Anima Relic quest, I happened to be heading across the lake to Sweet Bloom Pier in the East Shroud. Anyway, when I was not the Anima Relic, but the Zodiac weapon for a Ramuh Born, which is like a special weapon that you can make that, well, basically you just had a whole bunch of tasks that you had to complete that made your weapon better with each one that you did. It was pretty cool. I probably won't be doing it on stream, but because it is a lot of work. But it is pretty cool. Wild Hoglet. Get some living trees over there. It's so weird when you have like no music going. My pet actually has little hoof sounds. That tree slug. Why do the tree slugs have like rabbit ears? Anyway, there was a part of that that quest that required you to do fates. You get what were called Atmas, and the Atma from this zone took a very long time for me to get. That was before they nerfed the drop rate and made it much easier for people. 9 itties. Okay, so up here should be Hawthorne Hut. Oh, we have music now. Emmeline. Indeed, I am Emmeline of the Twin Header. I understand you're here to learn of the Sylphs, yes? For all their whimsy, they are a wary lot, particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. Earn their trust, however, and they're as friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all, no? Would you know more? You'd do well to speak with the master of this hut, Rolf. He's forgotten more about the Sylphs than I'll ever know. Hey there, Rolf. Rolf Hawthorne, patriarch of the beekeeping Hawthorne family, is said to be well-versed in Sylphic customs. Come to learn a thing or two about the Sylphs, have you? I'll tell you one thing, they're peculiar folk. How peculiar, you ask? Well, let me tell you. They're... Beg pardon, friend. My memory's just not what it used to be. I've been muching more in my adventuring days, and it's all a clutter in my noggin now. Though I've shared my stories with those around the hut before. You might have more luck with them. Good. Isabel Hawthorne, alright. The Sylphs? Yes, Father's told me his stories plenty of times. What I've always found most captivating is how the concept of etiquette is almost completely alien to our own. You do best not to underestimate them on account of their childlike looks, lest you end up a mess of glyphs, squiggles, and chocobo scratches. Chocobo scratches. That person has a circle on their back. Circle of fire. Alright. Hey there, Mon. The Sylphs. Inveterate tricksters and troublemakers. That's what they are. One day they're drawing marble faces on our masks. The next they're sending our young sentries falling to the bottom of a ravine. Tell them to stop and they just laugh at you. Wolf claims they harbor no ill will, but I dare say such pranks are no laughing matter. Okay. The quickest way to the Quiver Woman's heart might be through her stomach, but don't even think about trying to foist your foodstuffs on a Sylph. They sustain themselves simply by bathing in the sun, or so Rolf once told me. Okay, so it's photosynthesis, tricksters, weird etiquette. Oh, of course, of course. Hearing your stories, well, my stories, has brought the memories flooding back to me. I feel like dancing. Yes, nothing brings people together quite like a little toe tapping. A Sylph told me a long time ago that dancing is a time-honored greeting among their kind. You do well to remember this. It just may help win the favor of our forest friends. Wolf Haldron would share further knowledge to assist you in befriending the Sylphs. Oh, still here? Great. There's one more thing you should know about the Sylphs. They don't take kindly to guests who show up empty-handed. To earn their trust, you do well to bring along a... Drat, what was it? Again. My wife Rosa and I were just speaking of the matter not days ago. Forgive me, friend. Speak to Rosa at the com. Her memory should prove more reliable than my own. Oh, she's way the fuck over that one. Okay, well let's rat them out, guys. That's why we have the Chocobo, right? To get places faster. Eventually I might turn off the mount music, but because I do want you guys to hear the zone musics and that too. But for now. Hey look, beekeeping. Look at this. A peace offering for the Sylphs. Were to anyone else, I'd recommend a jar of honey, but I fear that wouldn't get you past the front doorstep. Dear no. Their tastes run more to the unusual. Are you perchance familiar with... Hang on one sec. Are you perchance more familiar with milkroot? That's what we call the root of that most fiendish seedkin, the Ochu. When chewed, it exudes a cloudy liquid that's said to induce various visions in the imbiber. You don't catch me dead trying the stuff, but the Sylphs seem to enjoy it to no end. I've not seen an Ochu around the comb in quite some time, but I did encounter a suspicious clump of grass the other day. Were you to stimulate it somehow with some of this amber syrup, for example, you might be surprised at what comes out. Good luck! Look at that tree end. This thing's gigantic and it's still just a sapling. Alright. Curious tussock. A nutrient-rich alchemic compound used to quicken seedkin growth. Shit, look, it's an Ochu. He's a tiny guy compared to the Ochus of other Final Fantasy games. We did it. Alright. Hey, you're back. Was my wife able to direct you to a suitable offering? The thick white sap extracted from this Ochu root has the power to grant its user wondrously terrible visions. Milk root! But of course, they'll so quaff the cloudy stuff as quick as I do a flagon of mead. The effect's just about the same as well. Anyway, a gift of milk root will have the Sylphs calling you a friend and sister the moment they lay eyes on it. Now, let me wrap that up for you. I'm starting to feel a bit woozy. Level 29. Well, Plothlin is gift wrap your offerings in preparation for your journey into the Sylphs domain. The Mesne. I've taken the liberty of wrapping your milk root well and good. This should keep it nice and fresh, not to mention spare you from that god's awful stench. The Sylphs love the stuff, but me, I'd rather bury my nose in chocobo dung. I dare say the reek even rivals those, the breath of the Morble, and put an end to my adventuring days. But I can tell you that story another time. You've more important matters to attend to today, yes? The Sylphs are an eccentric bunch, but I've shared their company long enough to know that they're kind at heart. They'll not shun one whose intentions are true. May your parley be a fruitful one, friend, and do stop by on your return. There's a flagon of full flower mead with your name on it, if you'd regale me with your adventuring tales. Ah, and before I forget, don't go traipsing off just yet. Emmeline here would have a word with you. Travel in safety, friend, and do pass along my regards to the winged ones. The winged ones. It's good to see your knowledge of the Sylphic culture has matured. I see no reason to delay your mission any further. Upon your arrival at Little Solace, seek out a young Sylph by the name of Kamuxio. He has served as intermediary between our people on many occasions, and has the close ear of his tribe's elder. I see that Hawthorne has furnished you with some of the malodorous root the Sylphs so adore. I have something of a far greater import for you to deliver. A missive from the Elder Seedseer herself. To summarize the letter's contents in brief, it vouches for the integrity of our envoy, that would be you, and restates that Gridania's desire to maintain a harmonious relationship with our long-standing friends of the forest. The war with the Ixal has taken a toll on our resources. We can ill afford to get mired in another conflict. I need not impress upon you any further the importance of this mission. May the 12th see you return with good tidings. So look at that, guys. We get to act as Ambassador again. Actually, I'm going to turn off the mount music now. Like I said, I want you guys to hear the area music, so. Look at those. Giant gnats. I remember coming through here with Silly and Piamet back in the day. God, that was years ago now. It's been so long since I've been in Little Solace. Oh yeah, these guys also have their own little unique musical theme for their town. Walking One is not familiar to this one. This one does not trust strange walking ones. Strange dancing ones might be a different story, but this one expects no such thing. Walking One should go home and leave this one be. This one would welcome Walking One who moves like these ones. If Walking One would talk to this one will answer. This one is a busy one, so Walking One should speak with quick tongue. Walking One would bring gift to this one? Walking One is most kind. The thick white sap extracted from the Ochu. Okay, we know that. And an important missive penned by Seedseer Kanisana and addressed to the Sylph Elder. Walking One brings milk root. Milk root fills this one with joy, great joy. This one gives thanks. Gives many, many thanks. Walking One carries message for Elder One? This one will deliver the message to Elder One. Walking One should not worry. there! We're envoys from Gridania, and we're here to treat with your people. Aye, we come here to pay our respects to your elder, and to learn from him more of your lord Ramuh. Who are these ones? These walking ones come from Gridania? Walking one became a dancing one and brought Milkrid, but walking one tricks this one. This one does not like tricks. This one will speak no more. Elder one is busy. Walking one should go home. Go home, you say? But the Sylphs of Little Solace have always welcomed Gridanian envoys with open wings. The letter carried by Miro here is an oath of peace penned by the Elder Cecil herself. Still you would refuse us? This one's reasons are no business of Walking One's. Elder One has no words for Gridania. Walking One's waste everyone's time. Well, I never. Turned away at the gates. Whatever did we do to deserve such a rude welcome? Was Miro's jig insufficiently jiggy? I'm as baffled as you, but something tells me recent events have our erstwhile fluttery friends feeling uncommonly wary. It would seem we've no choice but to ask around and see how we might earn their trust. What do you mean? You guys ruined my trust. By virtue of the crystal trade, the Sylphs have maintained friendly terms with almost every race in Eorzea. Alas, the appearance of Ramuh has been a storm cloud over relations. If peace is to be secured, we must reopen a dialogue with the Sylphs before they have a chance to summon their god again. Say, Miro, are you in the mood for dancing? That's right, dancing! You went through all that trouble to learn the Sylphs' traditional greeting, and you've greeted hardly any of them. Why, if I were a Sylph, I'd be beside myself delight to see an adventurer expressing an interest in my culture. Me? Of course I'd be happy to join. Ow, ow! There has to go those bloody leg cramps of mine acting up again. You sack of shit. Oh, Walking One knows Jolly Dance. Jolly Dance fills this one with good cheer. Let these two be friends. Alright, so we dance for that one. Walking Ones would be a friend to these ones? This one is overjoyed, but this one keeps the ways of weaving a secret. Even if Walking One learns the secret, Walking One could not weave in the same way. Ah, Walking One is friend to these ones. Friendly like the gracious elder one of Forest City. Knows how to dance into these ones' hearts. Miro, would you like to hear the good news or the better news? The good news is that your lovely dancing has brought smiles and high spirits to all the Little Solace. The better news? Why, I've thoroughly recovered from those accursed leg cramps. Onward to our next adventure. Of course you have. No need to overthink things, so long as your heart is in it, the Sylphs will understand you. Miro, as an adventurer, you're no stranger to helping distressed folk, I wager. Tales of good deeds are quick to spread. The adventurer who comes to the aid of the local populace can go from stranger to hero or knight. No doubt you see what I'm getting at. The Sylphs who make their home in Little Solace do so having been driven from their woodland home. Surely they have their fair share of troubles. Seek out troubled Sylphs and see what might be done to ease their worries. A sound plan, would you not say? That said, the Sylphs are not known to share their worries with outsiders. You'd be better off inquiring with Harrier and Media, the Gridanians who reside here. She is most likely to be privy to the Sylphs' trouble. Alright, hey there, Media. Praise be to the elementals. I cannot express how happy I am to see an adventurer with a truly gentle heart. The Sylphs of Little Solace are sorely in need of aid. Pray, hear me out. Being a temporary settlement, Little Solace wants for amenities, not least a stout set of defenses. Consequently, beasts from malms around are free to wander in and terrorize the hapless residents. The Zizgorlins and Gallnats that roam about these parts are especially troublesome, but slaying one of each should serve as a warning to the rest. Furthermore, perhaps you can get 3 brownie bushes as well. They play an important role in Sylphic culture. I do not claim to know the details, and what with such feral beasts prowling the forest, they are not easily come by. When you're done with the deeds, seek out Kamuxio. He is slow to warm to outsiders, but your good intentions will not be lost on him. My own experience speaks to this. Alright, so we gotta do a couple things. We gotta beat up some enemies, we gotta gather some brownie roots. Or brownie bushes. So here's a Zizgorlin. Dead. Okay. There's a brownie bush. Got it. There's another one. There's lemurs. Look at these guys. That's dopey fuck. Super long tail. You're hanging out with the boring weevils. Ah yes, the hollowed out tree stump pathway. And there's our 3rd brownie bush. Also, there's a fate here, lazy for you. But you can actually climb up this if I remember correctly. This is Amarasai's Spire. Oh, this big guy here, this big Ochu, he is actually a fate that if you do it, I believe gets you an achievement if you manage to get a gold on it. Pretty cool. Sorry, had to yawn. But this spire is primarily here because of I'll show you when I go over there. That red line in the distance. That building in the distance. Yeah. So it's primarily here because of that. That there is someplace we will actually go eventually, but I won't tell you when. It's interesting though. Alright, let's head on back. The music you just heard is the Fate music, so you'll hear that whenever you're doing a Fate. We're gonna do a couple Fates over the course of our playthrough, sure. Probably just because they happen to be in the area. But they're not gonna be a focus of ours. There, Kamuxio. Dancing One is still here? Dancing One can dance all day. This one's trust is not so easily earned. Brownie Bush. Legend says that Eorzea was once inhabited by a race of tiny creatures called brownies, and they would use the spores of this particular mushroom to paint their faces for battle. Dancing One brings brownie bushes for this one? This one can dye thread once more. This one is pleased. Dancing One kills Bitey Buzzy One. This one hates Bitey Buzzy Ones. Dancing One is kind. Too kind. Many walking ones come to these ones about, but few are friendly like Dancing One. Perhaps this one was wrong and not to trust Dancing One after all. Alright, it is break time, guys, so we're gonna take a break and then we'll continue on with our parlaying with the folks of Little Solace here, the Sylphs. Let me stand beside them while I go AFK. You guys can get a look at that. Alright, don't go anywhere, guys. We've got more FF14 for you.